If you've been following me for a while, you know I love budget night vision, and today we're going to take a look at a really nice piece of budget night vision. This is the Mileseey NV20. Alright everybody, welcome back. So today we're taking a look at this, I guess it's Mileseey. I don't know if it's Mileseey or Mileseey. This is an NV20 infrared digital night vision binocular. This one's actually really impressive. The price on it is really good. It's $139.99, so $140. And it's probably one of the better feeling units that I've held in a very long time. If you take a look at the body of this, and I haven't put the strap on yet for my hand, but it's a very decently hefty, chunky piece of material. You know, it doesn't feel cheap, doesn't feel plasticky. You do have an area down here where you can open it up, and that will be where your cards go, your SD card, out of the camera there, and your charger, or you can use this as a PC camera. I got to say, for the price on it, this thing works amazing. The picture quality on it is really nice, and it's very easy to operate. It's got a bunch of different menus in it. When you get into the menu section down here, you'll be pushing that button to get into it. You push and hold. You will be able to pretty much customize everything you want about this. It does daytime or nighttime video and pictures, and we'll get into some night vision stuff that I did. I'm just going to edit together some pieces I shot last night so you can see what it looks like. The daytime is just as clear as the night. It does seem to be very magnified even at zero magnification. Okay, it's more visible more in the nighttime than the day. When you turn this on, it seems like you're already at like 2 times magnification, even though it's at 0. So this I definitely would say is for use at longer ranges. And again, you know, because of that, it'll be a little jittery when I show it to you, you know, because my hand's holding it and moving around. But I got to say, it really works well. It's got a nice TFT color LCD display inside. Very fast response with it, too. I don't know if you guys have tried out some cheaper night vision sets where when you move it, and you're moving it like this, the picture kind of lags to catch up with it. This thing, right on the money. It's like watching a live camera. So I've been very impressed with it so far. We're going to turn it on, and I'm going to try to give you a look at what it looks like on the inside. It has all sorts of different information on your screen there as far as your degree of tilt and angle. And we'll let you see that. All right, you'll have to forgive, I'm using my cell phone here. It doesn't look as clear as it normally does because I'm recording it on the cell phone. But you can see all of the information on the screen, the angles that you're going to be at when I move it up and down a little bit, or your X and Y axis. You have a little, it's kind of a sight in the front, along with the same information in gradients on the side there. So actually pretty impressive. Let's get it back on the table. I'll give you more information on it. Alright, so you can see all the information you're getting on the screen, and that was really impressive to me. I turned this on, and it was like some kind of military grade, you know, sight or something. I was really impressed with that. You will have a really nice long battery life on this. If you do need to change the battery, you have a spot here that you'll just push up like this, twist and open, and I will give you a look at the battery. I believe it's an 18650 as I unscrew it here. So you will have a nice long battery life, even with the IR illuminator on. That does eat up a lot of battery power in a lot of these lights. So it does look like an 18650. So you can either choose to carry a separate one, or you can charge this in the unit. Either way, it'll work perfectly. Fairly simple to close back up. And once you're closed back up again, you're just going to push this sideways off to the corner there, and you're good to go. Now you do have a manual focus here, okay, up front. That will move. And you have more of an eyepiece focus here. That's more just for your own personal preference. When using glasses with this, because I use readers, you do need them because you're looking at a tiny little screen in there, so you will need to use your glasses on it. I'm going to give you a quick look at the buttons here. This is your on and off button here, that triangle. You'll push and hold that for 4.5 seconds to turn it on, and 2.5 seconds to turn it off. That's your record button, or snap button if you're taking pictures, you know, your shutter. You have your IR illuminator down here. It goes up to 7, and your zoom in and out. So very simple controls. Not a whole lot to it, but it really feels like a well-made unit. The IR illuminator is, I believe it's the 940 nanometer brightness, so it's really not too obnoxious. Now again, if you're using this in complete darkness and someone else is using night vision, they are going to see that red dot there, and I will demo that for you in a second. But it is fairly stealthy. Again, that's one of the downfalls of Gen 1 or digital night vision, is you need that IR illuminator to see what the heck you're looking at. Otherwise, it's just going to be completely black. More so, I found with digital than with the Gen 1. The Gen 1 you can kind of get away with under moonlight. It'll still be visible, but with the digital, you do need the IR illuminator. Now, this does have an optical zoom up to 5. However, it goes up to 8. So the last 3 power is going to be a digital zoom. So you will get a little graininess as you zoom in those last little bits, but it's nothing to be concerned about. You'll see in the night vision video when I zoom in. It's really not that bad. And I got to say, for the price, this thing is really nice. Really, really well made. Seems to work very, very well. Now let me give you a look at that IR illuminator in darkness in here, and you'll see what I mean. Just wanted to give you another look inside the screen. It's kind of hard to do it on camera, but and it doesn't record the hashtags on there and the angle and all that. It doesn't record that while you're doing it, when you're in the picture. However, there is an option in here to turn off the that, and also to turn off the clock and the time. Now what we're going to do here is I'm going to pop on the IR illuminator. And that's at its lowest level. Let me push it up a little bit. Alright. So, as you can see, it's pretty darn bright. You know, that would definitely get you spotted. However, with enough cover and possibly a little bit of concealment, more cover than anything, you probably would be able to pass that off as something, else. Again, how many people do you think are going to be walking down your street during a SHTF situation with night vision to spot it? Probably not many. However, a cell phone camera will do the same thing. At a long enough distance, that's not going to be too noticeable. I'm going to try to turn it up to the highest level. Okay, that's the highest level. So let's get a look at it again. So yeah, you can see that's quite obvious. Now to me sitting here, the naked eye, it just looks like a little red square in there. But on camera, that would really show up. So let's put the lights back on, and we will give you some final information before we roll into the footage that I took with it. All right, so what we're going to do now is take some night vision, look at some night vision stuff that I shot last night. Now I'm kind of editing this all together. This is a hodgepodge of all the different stuff that I took last night. I was learning how to use it, so there's some areas where I have to focus it, but it really shows to be a decent little night vision setup. I would say this would be very good for observation at longer ranges. Again, it does feel kind of zoomed in, even when it's on 0 magnification. So at longer ranges, this is going to give you incredible detail. And I zoomed in on my neighbor's fence this way, and you can just see every little detail on that thing. So it is really nice. So let's take a look at the night vision and see how that looks. I'm just going to roll in some random footage that I edited with a little bit of music, and then we'll roll into the day vision. Impressive. There's a shot of my roof in there somewhere where I had it zoomed in all the way in, so you can see every little roof tile up there. But let's take a look during the daytime. Now this is footage that I shot this morning really early, and I tried to stabilize it a little better. So let's take a look at that and see how it looks. it in the daytime, it's nice and crisp and clear as well. I'm really impressed with it because of the price point. Honestly, you know, there are units that are far more expensive that do 1/2 the job that this little unit does. And I like the feel of it. I've always been kind of preferential to monoculars for night vision myself. I don't know why, maybe because my first Gen 1 I got years and years and years ago was a monocular. The binoculars are cool, but they're a little bit bulkier. And of course, I'm not going to be running out there and, you know, getting the the military version of the binoculars, because those are, you know, around $3,000 or $4,000. But for a budget-minded person that wants a little bit of nighttime security and be able to see what's going on around their world at night, these would definitely fit the bill very, very well. And for $140, can't beat it. Compared to some of the other units I've tested that have been more expensive, that's a pretty darn good price. Also, very impressive, I noticed, is that you can see out to about, I would say, 200 meters, maybe a little bit more. You know, with a lot of the other ones, it's very, very close up front. The IR will illuminate, but it will illuminate more like a spotlight, not like a spotlight, like a broad beam. This one's more like a spotlight, and it pinpoints it out there. So it's a fairly powerful IR as well. And you can get out to about 200 meters. There is a spot where I'm zooming into the back fence of my neighbor's property, and you can see that. I feel bad for them. They must think I'm like spying on them at night. You can see the fence line, and the fence line is about 175 yards, and it's pretty darn clear. So for distance, this is definitely a winner. It does have a mount for a tripod. If you're interested in putting it on a tripod, you can easily do that. I didn't do that with this last night, doing the night shots, because I wanted to see what it was like in real life. I want you to understand that on a tripod, it'll look great, all right? And I can sit here, and I can aim that out and say, look how beautiful that looks. But you're not going to be using it on a tripod in an SHTF or disaster. You're going to be moving it around with your hands. So I want it to be a realistic picture for you and show you exactly what it looks like. So pretty much I would say this would be awesome for watching your area over, you know, late at night. Maybe if you have a little bit more of a longer distance property. This thing really excels. And the 5x optical zoom I found was more than enough. The last 3 zooms where it's more of a digital zoom, kind of, to me, was overkill and a little bit blurry, but I took it up to 5 and everything was crystal clear. And you notice that in the video when I take you up my palm tree like I always do. However, you'll also notice that, you know, it has an auto gating feature where when I put it on the palm tree, of course, that IR light is just blasting on it. So it gets really, really white, but it immediately comes back down again. And when I move off it, the whiteness comes right back down again. So you're not going to be blinded by objects that are close by when you're looking at something nearby and then you move to a further away object. It kind of closes the lens down a bit for you, and very, very quickly. Unlike other units that, you know, if you shine it on something close, it'll be bright white, and then you move it away to the dark, and it takes a few seconds to recover. This thing just went right back down to the normal light. So I'm impressed with it. I also like the fact that the battery life on this is awesome. I mean, I played with this last night for at least 3 hours, and it didn't even move 1 bar down. I was messing around with it, and you know, when it was dusk, and I didn't get any video when it was dusk because I couldn't figure out how to do the video. I was taking pictures one after the other instead. Now, if you want to do between video and pictures, what you're going to do is you're going to turn the unit on, and then you're going to hold this for 2 seconds, and it will switch between video mode and picture mode. I'm going to try to get you a quick look at the menus in here. Through here, I know it's going to be kind of hard to see, but I'm going to try and get you a look at the menus, and we can see what that looks like. All right, I think I have it turned on to menu there. You'll notice at the bottom corner here, you have those 3 little gears. Let's push the first one. And you can see as we scroll through the various menus, I don't know if I can scroll through all that. You probably can't. I can't see in the viewfinder what it says, but you can see all the different menus in there. Now to exit the menu, you're simply just going to push and hold, and you're back out. So very easy to operate, really nice unit, definitely budget friendly. Anything that you're interested in as far as night vision goes, it can be very, very, very expensive. And something like this, you know, I like to tell people, I get a lot of detractors sometimes when I do digital night vision because they're like, oh, that's not anywhere near as good as military, you know, the PVS 14s or whatever. And I'm like, no kidding. But this is $140, and what you're talking about is $3 grand, you know? So yes, it is a compromise. However, it works very, very well as a compromise. You will get your little pack here. You're going to get a charging cable. Okay, and the charging cable is also a data cable, so you can pull your video off of here and pictures off of here using the same cable. The unit has to be on. Turn it on first, then plug it in, and you will have it as a hard drive. You can also take the SD card out and, you know, just do it that way too in a reader. This is your little hand grabber on the other side there, for lack of a better term. I hate when I get on camera and I forget technical terms of things. Like, this is a grabby thing. You're going to get a cleaning cloth and, of course, a strap for the unit itself, so you can wear it around your neck and not have to worry about it falling down or anything in the pouch, not on the unit itself. So I'm definitely liking it. I think it's going to fit the bill pretty well for observation around here. You know, I have a lot of different units, and I even have a Gen 2 Plus, but sometimes I really want to get a little bit further distance out. Now, you will notice that with digital night vision, you're not going to have that, you know, when you zoom out, you're going to be zoomed into a very specific area. Whereas I found with my Gen 2 Plus goggles, everything is that bright green, illuminated kind of light. It's nowhere near as good as the Gen 3 even, but you can tell the difference. So this is going to be more of a spot kind of, you know, spotlight type of device. But I definitely like it. It's definitely a nice little piece. And for $140, you can't go wrong, honestly. I do like the way it's made. That's my biggest thing, was it felt like a solid unit. This feels like a professional unit, you know, like a quality camera or something. It doesn't feel like, you know, plastic junk like some of them in the past, you know, kind of feel like. You try them out and you're like, I don't know, this feels like kind of a toy. This actually feels like a quality camera of some kind. So anyway, that is the Mileseey NV20 digital night vision binocular. Definitely a budget-friendly item that works very, very well. And we're going to be playing around with it a little more probably later on. What I want to do is take it up to the mountains with me and do some video from it. See what's out there when I'm up in the mountains at night. Because you can see amazing stuff out in the desert that your eyes would never catch normally. And I actually experienced that the first time my friend brought up some really high-end night vision when we were camping up there many years ago. And I was like, wow. You're amazed at what you miss at night in the desert. So anyway, I will put a link down below where you can pick it up on their site. They do make a ton of other gear, laser measures, golf range finders, regular range finders, tons of other stuff. But I will put a link directly to this, and you can check it out for yourself, see if you like it, see if it's right for you. Don't forget to check out all our other links. We have our Amazon affiliate store as well as our freeze-dried wholesalers link. If you click the link for freeze-dried wholesalers, you will save 15%. And he has some amazing deals going on. He has, I believe he got in some sliced roast beef at a very good price. So you're definitely going to want to check it out. And again, now's the time to stock up on food, folks. That's why I have 3 links down there to different deals you can get with food. You may find you don't like freeze-dried wholesalers. That gives you the option with My Patriot Supply. I have that link there. That's preparewithiridium.com. You may find you don't like any of those and you want to try Thrive, and I have my Thrive link as well. Food is going to be your most important thing, especially with what's coming up. I feel over the winter and possibly the spring, we're going to have some tough times. I feel, you know, I'm noticing with the shortages, and, you know, things are looking good now because they kind of got it covered up, but we still have shipping issues. We still have stuff like that going on, so definitely stock up on food. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.